Yeah, so it's been alluded to. I think everything changed in 2012 when the Chinook et al. Paper came out, because I think the discovery of how CRISPR-Cas effectors actually work led to this ability to bring anything to the genome, and that provides the way to target. And we know now from all of the work that's done both in industry and academia that scaffold is going to be used off the shelf. At places like Scribe, we'll be able to rebuild and refactor that scaffold with all sorts of new activities, and to really domesticate things from nature. So obviously that's one of the core principles. Second thing is how you give that targeted activity to the right cell at the right time, particularly obviously for in vivo applications. So delivery is a huge problem. And you've seen that in terms of investments in AAV companies and the start of those AAV therapies starting to trickle out. Still a lot of challenges to solve there too, but I think we have a roadmap to how to do that. So in my mind, really the critical pieces after we're able to build these things and deliver them is actually really the deep biology. It's what does the human genetic landscape look like? We'll see a first wave of therapies that target obvious things, but discovering those more subtle things through again deep biology, and also advances in metrology, advances in measuring to identify who is the right patient for a particular type of therapy is going to be critical. And sort of in a related way, I think in the future is accessibility. And so how do we create the right therapies that can be produced at scale, and the pricing structures are reasonable such that the whole world benefits. And I think that's one of the good things I think from the pandemic that we've seen. Just to touch on that briefly, is that yes, on one hand, there's been a delay in vaccines across the whole world, but on the other hand, nearly half the world as of today, I think I just saw on the Times, has been vaccinated. About 50% of the population, we've crossed that critical threshold. That means almost half the world has had gene therapy at this point, which is a crazy thing to think about 2 years ago. And so hopefully that accessibility opens up to the rest of the world.